Hi everybody, I've got a Strat story for you, okay? And first off, the premise of this is a refinished, modified Strat, and I also have a clean, completely original, as it left the factory, custom color Stratocaster. But let me begin here. This is the first Stratocaster I personally ever bought. Let me say that again. This guitar, serial number 761, is the first guitar I ever bought, a Fender Stratocaster. I bought this guitar in 1975. I worked at Lion and Healy Music in Chicago, and I walked up the street to Wurlitzer Music, and they had this hanging when it was sunburst up on the wall. And back then, 1975, this is an early 65, it was only 10 years old. And it was $325. And so I put it on layaway, making $3 an hour like I was, and a couple $100 a night playing clubs when I could find the work. But this is the guitar. Now, after I bought it, shortly after, I sold it to a friend of mine who is Kevin Wilson from the band Tobin Starr. Kevin sold it, and it went through a couple of people until it came back to Kevin. Now, this guitar is just refurbished. Kevin, love you, Kevin. Kevin was kind of a hero around the Chicago area and played in a band called Tobin Starr. And Kevin has brought it to me to have it refurbished. So this guitar had a huge route, and I'm going to hold this up here. It's probably easier to see outside of the bag, right? So you can see how it was routed. At some point, this was all routed because that's what you did back then. These were $300, and you could find them. And people fell in love with their guitars, the necks, the bodies, whatever, but they wanted a humbucking guitar, and they didn't want to, go buy a Les Paul. So people would modify these. That's typical. It's rare to find a guitar that has not been touched or modified in any way. And so again, this is actually the guitar. I was in high school, and I bought this guitar. After I bought it and put it on layaway, they said it didn't come with a case. My father passed away, and they came in and they were like, okay, well, it does have a case. So back at my father's funeral, the guy that at the music store said, we found a case for you, kid, so we're going to give you the case. And I was excited, and that's the case. So this is all been restored. We filled in the route. It had been stripped and refinished many times, and we did this beautiful sonic blue. And you'll notice that we have a bass in stock that is the same color. I'm not going to try to fool you guys. So this is an early 60s Strat, and I'm going to play it here. We're playing through the car Mercury. This guitar lost its middle pickup somewhere along the way. We sent all three pickups out to Lindy Fralin. He matched this middle pickup to be reverse wound and reverse polarity. So when these two pickups are on, it is hum canceling with any match of these two pickups. This is a modification that's been done according to Kevin's specifications. So again, I sold this guitar. It lived a hard life in the 70s because those guitars back then, this was only a $300 guitar. And, even with inflation, that's probably $800 in today's dollars. People back even 10 years after Fender was CBS, was chasing pre-CBS guitars. So this guitar has been refretted, the logo's original, and you can tell a white guard. And again, in 1965, there's a few features. The clay dots went to pearl dots in 65, early 64. In early 64, getting into 65, green guard to white guard. This has the white guard. This has the macaroni logo, the thicker logo. So finding guitars that have the smaller logo, the clay dots, the green guard, all of those features add up to value. It's hard to value guitars like this when they are this modified. It's something you have to really sit down and judge it carefully. And there's a lot of guitars out there. Now, when you find a guitar that's 100% original, that's a different story. This guitar, I once owned, has lived a rough life. And now it's been restored back to a very healthy odor, and it sounds fantastic. These two original pickups sound great. This middle pickup has been balanced to be exactly the same. For those of you that want to route a humbucker in your Strat, I'd avoid doing that. Because the Strat really is, you could consider it a one pickup guitar, because each of these, if they're at their best, are perfectly balanced. And when you get that, you get this really sweet sound in the middle. When you don't have a stronger pickup here or a stronger pickup here, you're kind of missing the point of the original design. And the original design had these three balanced single coils that react to each other and have a balanced tone no matter where it is. This is now put back right. And so we're waiting for Kevin to come. He should be up next weekend. But I just wanted to share this with you because it's a piece of my personal history. And you're probably thinking, oh, you want your guitar back? No, I've had 1,000 of them since then. But I'm happy that it's back with my dear friend who's a brilliant guitar player. And Kevin will put it to good use. He decided on the color. It's feather light. It's gorgeous. I'm going to put it back in its original case, but I'm going to make one last comment before we get to section 2 of this video, and that is foam rubber. Foam rubber bad. Anything else, rubber bad. Guitar good, rubber bad. So I'll tell that to Kevin when he comes to pick it up. Don't put foam rubber, don't put rubber of any kind in your guitars. It reacts very poorly with the finish. And if you do need any refinishing or refurbishing, we're happy to do that. We even do my old guitars. So there we go. I'm going to put that back. Now, this is the beginning of number 2 of the videos. And this would be a video that is about this guitar, which is a completely straight, custom color, candy apple red Strat. No one's modified it from its original design specifications. Green guard, custom color, no buckle wear, and, wait for it, this was formerly owned by our buddy Sheryl Crow, who used it in the studio. This guitar she played at Obama's inauguration. More about that in tomorrow's part 2 Strat video.